This report on Comey is separate from the larger one of the DOJ's handling of the Trump-Russia probe, but it's still expected to judge the former FBI director quite harshly. Here to respond to this bombshell, hours going to be out, is Rudy Giuliani, former New York City mayor, Trump's personal attorney. Rudy, we didn't previously know Horowitz was blocking out a separate report just on Comey. Like, he had that big book launch, remember? So maybe he can do another book tour. He can do a report tour on the report coming out tomorrow.
Well, I don't want to oversell it because I don't know it. I just think I know Horowitz, not personally, but I know he was an assistant U.S. attorney and a good one. And I hired Jim Comey, so I think I know Jim Comey.
So you're responsible for
So well, the president always reminds me I'm responsible for Comey, but and exceedingly. The reality is that Comey's conduct was outrageous for a prosecutor. Any decent prosecutor would be bouncing off the walls, starting with the completely fixed Hillary Clinton investigation. That was a sellout, a fix from day one. It was a disgrace. I don't think J. Edgar Hoover ever did that. I think if you take us through the Steele affidavit, a Steele dossier, and the lying about a validated Steele dossier was validated, and putting his name down under oath, I mean, that's straight out perjury.
Well, the FISA court gets this application.
He and I put people in jail for much less than that.
It's an application that does not reveal that the dossier was funded by the president's opponent. That's a material fact in that FISA.
I was there for the beginning of the FISA court, and Joe DeGenova was one of the lawyers on the FISA court, one of the first. And that's a sacred duty, because nobody gets to respond. I did hundreds of affidavits for regular wiretaps for mafia people. Well, somebody challenged those eventually in court. But when I did a FISA affidavit, nobody ever got to see it. It was my responsibility to be honest with the court. That man lied. Straight out lied. There's no way he didn't know that the Steele dossier was a big phony piece of junk. You read the first 3 pages if you're a professional. This is like National Enquirer.
He wanted it to be true, Rudy, and that's why he went and briefed the president on it, spooked the president,
then,
ultimately leak it out.
4 months later, when he knows it's not true, he goes and tells it to the president like it's real. That's pure J. Edgar Hoover. That, man, I got something on you, Mr. President.
Is there a crime here, or is it a series of unethical acts?
How about a simple one? The signature on the FISA affidavit is a crime. What did...
How is it a crime?
It's a crime because it's a false statement under oath. He signed on a penalty of perjury. That means something. Perjury, it's a 5-year statute. How many people did Comey put in jail for a single perjury? Martha Stewart? She didn't even commit perjury. She made a false statement to the FBI.
What about the leak of the document?
Martha Stewart had to go to jail.
What about the leak of
Comey should go to jail 3 times more.
The memo to the file, his own file. He always goes to the Sudan, writes memos, and then he gives it to his pal, gets it to the New York Times.
Yeah, the leaking can be more unethical than illegal. I think there was a conspiracy, however, to frame Trump. I think this was a conspiracy to frame Trump, and I think it goes way beyond. The
players were?
Well, I can't name them yet because they're not identified, but this is a counterintelligence conspiracy that started with feeding information to Papadopoulos and having Papadopoulos regurgitated to Australian ambassador. It involved the Ukraine, it involved Italy, it involved UK, it involved Australia, bare minimum. Who could do that but somebody in the CIA? Comey couldn't actually do that. Comey could know about it. Comey could be part of it. Comey could be a player in it. But there's somebody else who was a brainchild of this. Comey played his part as a liar to the court. And there's no confusion about a crime. There's nothing clearer than you are swearing under penalties of perjury. Name, James Comey, paragraph such and such, total lie. Go to jail.
He's actually tweeted out last night, might have missed this, and he said he's going to keep speaking out against the president. He said, I told a former colleague that I'm tired of being a Trump critic. He responded with encouraging words that apply to all of us. Where you see wrong, inequality, or injustice, speak out, because this is your country. He's right. Keep speaking out.
James Cardinal.
That was like hilarious.
James Cardinal Comey.
Oh, my God.
James Cardinal Comey. What a phony. And what a total phony. I mean, he will have plenty of opportunities, 3-4 years in a federal prison, writing about all this. And then we can read about all these critics. You'll have a lot of time to reflect.
Explain for the viewers.
You don't get to commit perjury and get away with it. Not if you put people in jail for perjury, and not if you put people in jail for cheap false statement cases.
Rudy, about what the IG's role is. He can't indict. The IG cannot indict. He can recommend various actions, but it's different from a line prod. Explain that very quickly.
Well, I think what he is basically an internal monitor. So he's like the person that works for a company that tells you how bad your people are in your company, but you can't indict anybody.
He's an ombudsman.
It's very, very valuable. It's been there for about 35 years. But he can refer for prosecution. He's already referred Comey for prosecution once. Well, it seems to me like Horowitz wanted him prosecuted that first time. You don't refer for prosecution if you don't want the guy prosecuted. And I think Bill Barr gave him a pass. I don't think he gets a second pass.
I'm skeptical. I think it's,
I know you are.
I'm skeptical about what Horowitz
let this guy get away. How can you credibly stand up in court and prosecute somebody else for perjury if you don't prosecute him for perjury? You lose all credibility.
Rudy, it's great to see you.
Take care.
Thanks for being here in D.C. All right, last night.